Hey guys, what's going on? My name is Matty Collins, and if it's your first time here, thank you for tuning in. In today's video, we're going to be talking about the 1080p quality on the EOS RP camera. We're also going to be talking about the dual pixel autofocus, and we're going to be finishing by discussing whether this is a good option for a vlogging camera. So first, let's talk about the 1080p quality that comes out of this EOS RP camera. I've owned this camera for about a year now, and there's a few things that I really like about it. Number one is that you can shoot at 60 frames per second, so then you can slow it down in post and have slow motion. I wish it was 120 frames per second, but for the price that you pay for this camera, it's good enough. I also like that this camera shoots at 24 frames per second if I'm trying for that cinematic look. Another thing that I love about using this camera is that there's zero crop at 1080p. If you are shooting in 4K on this camera though, you're really gonna have to plan your shots because there is a 1.6 times crop, and the dual pixel autofocus doesn't exist. It's just some really slow version of their autofocus. So while we're talking about the autofocus on this camera, it is really good at 1080p. It's that dual pixel autofocus that you can trust with your life, and I'm trusting right now just to capture my eye. You do get the most out of this camera and out of the autofocus if you are using RF glass. However, if you have the adapter and you're using like an EF lens or EFS lens, it's actually really solid as well.
This like nice. It's 3D. Nice up. It's funny, but these would actually look good at. Look at these.
Wow. We did mention this before, but it's a 1.6 times crop when shooting at 4K. So you're really gonna have to plan your shots, be willing to use manual focus, and it also sucks that you have to go so far back when you're worried about audio. So if you're using a shotgun mic on top of this camera, the audio isn't going to be as good because the camera is going to be further back. So this sucks for like vlogging and things like this. And if you're using something like a lapel microphone and shooting at 4K, now you're going to need a longer audio cable. Lastly, I promised that I'd talk about the vlogging capabilities of this camera, and there are a lot of things in its favor for it, and I've used this camera for vlogging a lot. What I'll do for you guys is I'll link a video here of just a vlog that I shot in China using this camera. And why I love this camera for vlogging is the 1080p quality, the microphone input that it has. It's a lightweight and portable design, especially when paired with a lightweight lens like the Rokinon 14mm 2.8. It has the ability to shoot at 24 frames per second, and it also includes a fully articulating screen so that when you're vlogging, you can see yourself. So this camera has a lot of intended purposes, but vlogging, I would highly recommend it for. All right, guys, that's it for today's video. Thank you so much for stopping by. If you made it this far, you are a real one. And I'd appreciate for the YouTube algorithm if you could just like and subscribe this video. It would go a long way. So we'll see you in the next one. Peace.